Hey, 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 hey. Hey, people, what's going on? What is up? What is up? What is up? We are here. Got some things to talk about. I see I got my boys backstage. My boys backstage. If y'all are ready, please put a thumbs up if you are ready. Okay. Let me start off with, all right. Sir with the red, are you prepared backstage with the red hat, sir? I don't see your thumbs up. Oh, okay, I see you now. Okay. I got my boy, our resident Generation Zer,
Hey, how y'all doing?
Darren Green. Y'all know him from the Darren Green Show and the wonderful Euphoria review panel.
Oh, hello. I
Oh, yeah.
missed it.
I miss it though. We had so much fun. Of course, I got my boo thing.
Oh,
It's me, Dean.
I don't
Hey,
even know if
boo.
I'm doing it right. Hey y'all. Hey you guys.
And then I got my slider, my real boo thing. The one who slides, my slider, my real boo thing. Mr. Cams, who made an appearance out of the chat. Xavier, let me know if you watched it and you want to come up because I'd love to have you on if you want to come up and add to the conversation. So what's going on, gentlemen? How are y'all tonight? How are y'all tonight?
Good. In my
yeah, I'm good.
opinion, I think I'm good.
Good. Hey Xavier. Hey Doris. Hey Miss Takesha.
Hey, Xavier.
So mm, so we had a HBO special.
Hey Volvo.
Hey Volvo. Hey Cookie.
Hey
We
there.
are not go call this a comedy special because it did not come off as comedy at all.
Okay.
This is
Therapy
no private
session.
comedy. So we
That
just
was
gonna
a
call it a
therapy
special.
session. Hey
Even
Xavier.
for me, it was a coming out special to me. That's
hmm
what it felt like. You had a whole HBO special to come out. Could I have had an HBO special when I came out? I don't think I did that. But yeah, that's what it felt like to me. And when I watched it the first time, because I had heard that he was going to come out on the HBO special like a day or two before it came out. And so I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, it's gonna be one of those." Okay, but then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a little darker and deeper than I thought." Like the longer you watched it, the more you kind of
hmm
was like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh."
For real.
I don't know. Like, what were y'all first thoughts when you first started watching it? What were y'all first thoughts when y'all first got into watching it? What came to mind?
Well, when I first started watching it, I was like, okay, so he's about to, he's joking around a little bit, so he's going to go get into the coming out part, and then it's going to be like this big, story or something like this crazy story of how, like, oh well, they always knew at the end, but no, like it was very dark. Like I felt like it ended off on a dark note, and it just was. I mean, it
Hmm.
was good, but it was a little unsettling to watch.
Right.
Hmm.
hmm
Mm.
It actually was very similar to my story.
mm
Even the part where with his grandparents, my grandfather was married to my grandmother, but he had four outside children.
Mm. Not
So
23.
I definitely not 23,
Not
4, but
23.
that's still a lot. That is still a lot. And I love my parents dearly, and they know about me, but I don't think they would ever really get it. And his mom is very similar to how my mother is, very not just
Yeah.
Christian, black, and Caribbean black. They don't
mm
play with that. It's like my mom would literally ask me, "Are you still gay?" I'm like, "Ma, it don't just go away. It's not a cold." Like,
Right. I
And,
even
and,
gotta
and you know what?
re-ask.
We'll definitely get there when we get to that part of it. But
Uh-huh.
it was just like, I think, especially as a black gay man in America, when he got to that part about his mom,
hmm
and you kind of like everybody you were kind of riveted because you felt all of the emotion in it. Like we've been there. Like you literally was like reliving and retelling your own like, oh God, I remember that. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, Cam, how did you feel about it when you first saw it? Your first thoughts on it?
My expectations were subverted. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, but I don't know. Like he started off about like secrets the whole time, and I felt like the common theme was kind of guilt that he carried throughout the entire time, and that kind of mirrored my journey as a gay Black man, feeling guilty about not meeting other people's expectations. So I really like that because I've always lived by nothing will keep you as lonely as your secrets. And so I felt like he was shedding more and more of it off, but it's just like you guys were saying, it did end on a really dark note. Like,
really dark at the end. And I felt like, and the audience helped with this too, because I think he felt like it was just going to be this one part, and then I feel like he had other jokes or other things lined up. But once he got started and it took that turn, and then the audience kind of got into it as well, and he started to really unpack and unravel. And once he got to the mom part, it was one point where I really thought he was going to break down. I was like, ooh. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Like you said, Cam, he talked about secrets. It was all about secrets. The very first thing he said was secrets. All about secrets. His dad, he started with his grandfathers. Both of them was keeping secret kids outside. You know, that's a story that rings true for a lot of Black families. You know, your granddaddy going away for one weekend, claim he's somewhere. You know, he with the other family that he need to spend time with. He ain't married to that one, but he go over there just to spend time, to be a good. And you know what I found out about that? What was so weird about that? It's both good and bad. The bad part is you got a whole separate family. The good part is those older men still went out of their way to be there, not the whole time, but to a certain degree, to be there for those other kids and to be in a part of their lives in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like I find that so like good and bad. Like it's so polarized. It's such an oxymoron. Like you got a whole other family, but you got to make sure you take care of them. Like I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
Couldn't be me. I'm a one family type. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
Like I don't know how you got the energy.
That's too much work.
And then the way he was saying he like lied, like he made these schemes and child.
Yeah, because when he got to the dad was the truck driver. The dad going out and talk about, oh, I'm going to work on Friday.
My second job.
With cologne on.
With cologne on, yeah.
Like, and you got to think, in my mind, I'm thinking like the mama had to know. Like, come on now. You had to know your man is out here doing all, because women talk. And if that time was as small as it was, and your husband is over there laying it low and spreading it wide, you know what I'm saying? Somebody done came to you and told me, yeah, your man dick shaped like this, is this long, is dot. You know what I'm saying? It curved to the right. You know, I don't know.
She heard something at the grocery store. Like, I don't believe that she didn't know, especially in a small town.
You will have
everybody know everybody's business in a small town.
Especially back then too.
Shirley.
The dad was fucking one of his homeboys' aunt. Like, come on.
Right.
I was like, now how did that go? You go to school. Hey, bro, your dad was at my aunt's house, blow her back out. Like, how did that go?
And the fact that he lied about his name to the aunt, like
Jerry Rice.
Really?
Like, come on, it was almost unbelievable. I'm like, is this right? Sometimes comedians be stretching the truth.
Even if you didn't watch football at that time, the name Jerry Rice you knew. Even if you didn't know a damn thing about it's kind of like saying somebody today saying, oh, my name Tom Brady or my name LeBron James.
LeBron James.
You're gonna be like, bro, I don't watch basketball, but I know LeBron. Even if you don't watch basketball, you know that name, LeBron. And that's how Jerry Rice is. Jerry Rice. Anyway, So he went through this whole saga dance where eventually he got tired of his dad lying. And so he forced the dad to tell the mom. And then the dad made her waited till he came in town. And he took the mom out to this elaborate dinner and treated the mom. And then the mom went home. And he went to his brother's house and waited for the bomb to drop for the dad to tell him. Now, and to me, I was like, now wait a minute. He tells you all of this story about how he done cheated on you left, right, and sideways. Got how many kids on the side? I don't think he said his dad had kids on the side. I don't know. And the mom just said, "Oh well, I'm gonna cry a little bit, and I'll be up the next morning. I'm cooking breakfast for you."
Right, like I was like, "Ooh, not we
But
doing
that's learned too, because a lot of the times those old people they're told you got to keep a man, regardless if he cheat on you, you got to cook for him, you got to do all that. So maybe his mom is thinking that way. There are people that do it, unfortunately.
Now his mom is around the age of my mom and my aunts. And don't none of them hookers think like that.
There are some people though. What I'm saying, there are some people that think like that.
Listen, none of my aunts and my mom is not of this generation. Oh, we just go do what we got to do and keep it back. They'll do what they got to do to get in that kitchen and cook some hot grits.
Okay, it's very much get the fuck out of my house. That's what it is.
Maybe she's in love with him.
Maybe she just took her vows seriously.
I mean, she is a devoted Christian.
I mean, it couldn't be me.
But he didn't.
Because you can't make a fool out of me in public. Like
look, different strokes.
Right. She's a woman. He's a man. That is kind of.
If the shoe were on the other foot, he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah. And he want to leave and everything.
The egos be fragile. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and so the dad tells the mom, because I thought that was, to me, that was very significant. The fact that the mom so easily forgave the dad and was willing to just go on with life and keep it moving like everything was going on, because later on, we see the complete opposite with her own flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood, as they would say in Game of Thrones. And to me, I felt like he made it a point to tell us how the mom was okay. The next morning, got up, cooked for her man. She still, you know what I'm saying, doing for her man and act like ain't nothing happened. But here it is, your own child that you pushed out. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we wouldn't even got to the dad even coming to tell you the truth if that same child wouldn't have forced him to. That's what I got with it. When he said that, I said, "Oh, okay, I see you. I see." And I've noticed that you do have a contingency of parents or women, I'll say it like that for them, they will do for their spouse and their husband first, more so than they will their own children.
Yep, that's true.
Which to me, I call that trifling. I call that wrong, but different mentality. That's just my way of thinking. That's my mentality. To me, for me, a mother should be, to their child first, and then, to the spouse. But I could be thinking about this wrong. I don't know. How did y'all think about that? I don't know.
Yeah, I did find it weird that she seemed to be okay with not okay with the infidelity, but like she was not, obviously she didn't do nothing. She stayed with him. But when her son came out, that's when it was a problem. Then it was like, oh, you're defying Jesus and this, that, and the third. Yeah, we see that a lot. I mean, I know a girl right now. Her mom got a new boyfriend, and he got her to kick her dead child out. I was like, it's a mess. I mean, parents really be doing that. They and we have to remember that sometimes when a parent gets to a certain, like when you get to a certain age, you realize that your parent is not is a person too. You get what I'm saying? And it's you know they have their ways. When
And I think, and I know it's fine. And I think because she's a Christian too, so she's probably thinking that, you know, I could forgive my husband, you know, death to us part and all of that stuff. But my son, you know, this is an abomination. He got to get saved. He got to do this, that, third, and the other.
Your husband ain't got to get saved because these be the same
Some people
ones.
don't think that way. She
watch this.
forgives him and doesn't.
These be the same women who they be in church 6 days a week, and they husband ain't never seen the inside of a church.
There's a lot of black women.
Any and everything imaginable. Any and everything imaginable. You know what I'm saying? But he's okay. But this over here.
I just think that it really showed the juxtaposition for her husband. It was unconditional love because she took the cheating and she stayed. However, with the child, it was conditional because you're not in the mold that I want you to be in. So I think that's why it hurt even more when she said she just gives indifference.
Yep.
This is the woman that's supposed to love and nurture me. She could take him for whatever he is, flawed as he is, but me, I'm an issue.
Right. And so, and you said that so well, the fact that her love for the husband was unconditional, but the love for your child is conditional. Like, to me, that's the wrong answer. That is trifling as hell as a mother. And I don't mean to talk about somebody else's mama, but if you telling me that you have conditional love for your child, then the problem is you and not that child. So he gets to the point now where he decides to say, my dad was keeping these secrets, and now I'm the only one left for the secrets since my dad told the secret. So I've been keeping the secret. So he finally comes out and says that he's gay. And he has this pause.
Yeah.
And it was a long, pregnant pause as if he was waiting. He was waiting for someone to say it was okay. Like, he was waiting for that acceptance or approval. And you could see it, you could tell even in his whole coming out process, he's still having issues internally, mentally and emotionally about who he is and wanting to be accepted and everything. You know, he talked about, I thought I would never even, you know, come, because he went that pause after he said, he just waited. And thank God, whatever chick that was, I don't know if it was the same chick that kept yelling.
She was like giving him therapy. I thought he was in therapy.
It turned into Anyam to fix my life. She's like, well, why don't you
just... She was like asking him a lot of therapeutic questions. I'm like, who is this?
I'm like, yes, honey. Yes.
Like, she was in the background.
I think he's still at that point because, well, he did say that I'm still, you know, stuff that's going on he's still going on. He's still dealing with it. He's also what I like to call newly gay or a new vampire. You get what I'm saying? Like, he just came out. Like, he just it's like I don't know if you ever watched Twilight or anything like that. But, you know,
new vampire. Blade giving Blade.
It's giving Blade. So, because see the difference, because see I can relate to it to a certain extent, but it's backwards with me because I came out in high school. A lot of people that I know came out in high school, and it's different when you come out as an adult because you have to
talk about that.
All the crazy shit that happens, you know, being an adult, and you got to come out and you got to tell all your friends and family and stuff like that. I did that shit when I was in high school. It was a trip then. I couldn't imagine doing it now. I don't think I would tell my parents, child.
He absolutely is. There are levels and stages to this. He's a baby.
He just came out. So
he is like he's new to this.
He's a baby.
Trauma built onto whatever he's going through.
There are levels to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta graduate.
Honey, we veterans.
We gotta get some stripes around here. But I felt like he was literally, he had that mic waiting for somebody to say, please, somebody help me. And at one point he talked about, he tried to equate being gay to being a man at one point, and then talked about how Nobody expected a baby to come out. Then he made a joke about, babies being gay. Nobody be like, oh, he's gonna make a nice top. He gave that joke. I felt like every time he told the joke, it was a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
Like it was all just, I need to get the get them to laugh to get the emphasis off me, because he was really, real, like from here all the way to the end, he was really struggling. Like he was really like trying to hold it together.
That's not even funny.
I don't know. I was like, oh.
Hey, Karen.
I
And
think the topic was it was like a really intimate topic, and it's almost, it was very confessional. So I don't think he's really come to terms with how vulnerable that makes him to talk about it, because he's not firm in it yet. Because I felt like when I first came out, I was very much so looking for acceptance.
Yes.
And now, I mean, it's been over 10 years, and I was like, I don't need your acceptance. I mean, just give me the respect that I deserve as a human being. We can keep moving. I don't care what you agree or disagree with. That's not my problem. That's your problem.
I think in the beginning too, which is why, a lot of gays go to the clubs, or you're looking for, like, you at first feel alone. That's the first thing you feel like when you first come out. You really feel like you're the only one in the world that's going through whatever you're going through, until you find you a circle of friends, or you go, even if they're not friends, you just go to a club, or you go somewhere where there are a lot more of you, and you go, okay.
You feel better, yeah.
At least for those few hours or a few moments or however long it is, you feel like, okay, until you have to go back in, and you leave and you go back home, or wherever it is you going, and you got to go back in your show. So you can tell he's like really looking for, and I think that there's this, he talked about growing up in the hood and stuff like that, where there's this expectation of masculinity as a Black male growing up in certain environments and stuff like that. There absolutely is, and you conflate your masculinity with your sexuality and all of it, and it just goes a lot. Even when he talked about how him and his boyfriend used to act like they was, remember he made the joke about him and his boyfriend had to be real masculine, even when they was trying to be, like, suck my dick, bro. Like stupid stuff like that.
Like you go through these phases when you see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like for me, this is like a trickle effect. Like, so at first I was like, okay, I'm about to be proud. I'm about to be like, yes, girl, and all this other stuff. But then I found out it wasn't me. And then I was like the one that wanted straight validation, because at one point I wanted that acceptance. So when watching it, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is definitely everything that I went through in high school, but he's just going through it as
an adult.
which can have its perks too, because he's a famous comedian. He has his own place. You get what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want and not have to
easier when you got millions of dollars to throw around and say, I ain't got to worry about you cutting me off. Right.
Yeah, and I think he hinted at that when he was like, he's came out a little too late, because that It Gets Better, that's for the kids. Like, he very much said that, but I'm like, man, you got your millions, you had your Vanilla King or whatever he said that pissed me off in that special.
Oh, we're gonna get that. We're gonna let the whole on.
We need to get the only part, and I was like,
well, Xavier,
we about to get there. So the next thing he talked about that was of interest to me was having a straight best friend, and that whole, when you do have straight friends that have been your friend for a while, and you do have to eventually let them know this is what it is. And that whole, and I think sometimes, and I remember for me, some of my closest friends that are still some of my closest friends to this day that are straight. And when I had to, that was, to me, that was harder than telling my parents. Like that was the hard part for me. That was my hardest part, when I had to let them know and wait for them to react or say, because me and my friends, when we react, when we say We are unbridled. We don't sugarcoat. You're gonna get all this good work. And so I just was like, I did like him when he said it, and he paused, and I remember I said it, and I kind of paused and waited. And for me, they was like, that's it. You sure? Because we knew. Because I mean, we kind of
You
knew.
say
Okay.
straight friends? Do you mean like straight guys or girls?
Well, let's say guys first, because in my situation, I am talking about guys.
I don't know. Child, when I came out, child, I was the plague to a lot of these boys. Child, I was the plague. Ain't nobody mess with me. Anybody talk to me, other than the girls, because
honestly, I don't have much male friends.
I don't have
or
any
male straight friends. Because even before I even knew, listen, I've been doing ballet since I was 9 years old. You don't think I was from the time I was little? Who was messing with me? Doing pirouettes at 9 when boys want to do football. I ain't had none.
I definitely did and still do, and they're cool. They're fine. They listen. Matter of fact, one of my closest friends right now, straight as all get out. He will literally, like, when me and the girls, my fearsome foursome, we all as gay as all get out. When we get together, he'll be like, "You and your girls getting together." He'll say that, "You and your girls getting together." Yeah, we getting together tonight. All right, I'll be over there. We gonna play cards like normal. Yeah, we gonna play cards. All right, I'll be over there. Have a bottle, wait, and he will come there, and he will be so cool. He'll be so comfortable, and we know full well he ain't, ain't no way, shape, form of that. But and I just love that about him and some of my other friends. But they just like, hey, it is what it is, man. No problem. If you don't been you, and the one thing that they can always say is, I've always been me. I ain't never stopped being the same person. Like, even once I did, I didn't have to be like, hey girl, hey, because I just was always just me. So I don't know. And then he stopped again and was still looking for that love. I wrote down, he said, I need the love. I need to feel that. Like, he said that, and kind of paused and waited for them to applause again. And I was like, he is really like searching for, and I wrote down, one of the things that helps him is having this kind of platform where you can have thousands perhaps of people that are supporting you, whereas a lot of people that may be going through the exact same thing that he's going through, even maybe at the same age and time frame, they don't get that. They don't get the luxury of having this huge platform and stage where you can have people wrap their arms around you and embrace you metaphorically or whatever. And I was like, wow. And so, as much as he may be struggling, he has the benefit of stuff that a lot of us didn't have. I don't know. I
also think even at his where he's at in life now, he has the support from his fans, but it's only at the expense of I gotta make you laugh. You get what I'm saying? So it's not so a lot of people have that common misconception about like celebrities and people that are famous. It's like, oh, you're loved by millions, but
it's fickle though. It's very fickle.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not trying to say it's not real, because parasocial relationships are real, but it's like, it's only because you give them something that they content, music, whatever the case is.
And maybe to him too is like, he's being accepted by other people, but it's that one person that matters the most that's not.
That's and not.
Usually a parent.
I trust me, I get it. I have friends that are like, oh my God, we accept you, but then it's like your family, the main people that you want to. Nah. So you could tell he's hurt by his mom. He was definitely holding back tears. Definitely. And the pause is like, it's like a confirmation, and he'd probably thinking, am I sinning? Am I okay? Am I and he kind of did say it, actually.
You get to get them questions.
So he's still
he would. I mean, it was all out. It really was all just laid out there. It was just all like, hey, this is what it is. So then we get to an interesting time in the conversation where he talks about how he loved the relationship with his black female friends. And he said black women are the toughest to come out to, but the most supportive. And I was like,
yeah, I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
I don't agree.
I ain't never had to worry about getting punched in the face or beat up after coming out to somebody. Not with a woman.
I never. Black women, they were not tough to come out to.
The most is that they were probably attracted to me and probably disappointed. Because I still get them like, damn, it's too bad we like the same thing. I'm like, for you, not me. It's fine.
And then the proverbial ball dropped, because then he said he is into the white boys. And I think we all just went, here we go with the fuck shit. Like, it was the whole like, oh god damn, there we go with the fuck shit.
Like, I was like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
But that doesn't mean that he only dates, though. He never said he only dates.
I'm reclaiming my time. That's how I felt. Right. Like, when he said that, I could have just threw the whole special away.
I was the same way. When he said that, it just took the air out of the room from me. I was like, I was here for you. You had me. I was right here for you. And then you said that, and I was like, oh.
But it doesn't mean that he's not black. It doesn't mean that
we didn't say he's not black. We didn't say that.
Oh no, but that wasn't shocking at all, because I see it all the time in corporate America where black gay men are always with a white partner.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of celebrities are.
I mean, in the entertainment industry, like
a lot. Yep.
I mean, in politics,
I'm not gonna say it's too many. I mean, it's basically. I mean, the only person we got left. I mean, Lil Nas. Let's hope he, sticks.
I mean, he's Spanish, but I guess we could.
I mean, to them, a white man is like a status symbol saying, "Oh, I got money, so I'm gonna buy a Bentley, or I'm gonna buy a Rolls, or I'm gonna have a white boyfriend."
Well, why can't I just get the Bentley or the Rolls though? That just makes more sense to me.
And I feel like a lot of these, he's kind of like artsy too. So it's like same thing with, I don't know if y'all heard about Steve Lacy or his. Yeah, I think that is. He's an R&B singer, but he talked about how he doesn't date black men. Well, he's bi, but he doesn't date black men because they kind of remind him of like some like brotherly brother or something. I'm like, what the fuck?
But did he say he only dates? I didn't get that from there.
Well, I mean, he didn't say he dates.
He did, right, and he said that he reiterated that whenever he shows his pictures of his boyfriends, they're usually white.
So, well, he didn't say boyfriends. He said boyfriend. He said one.
It's like a requirement.
He said one. I don't think he meant it that way. I didn't get it from that. But I think sometimes
date who you want to date.
Sometimes
date who you want to date. I feel like he made it a point, because he made it a point to say black women be on my side until I tell them that I have a white boyfriend or that I date white guys. And then he even started to say, I know, it makes it, which kind of
he never said that he only though.
But he didn't have to say it. The kind of the way the direction that he was going in, and the way
I don't think so. It's subject. It's subject, not subject to the imagination, but it's the. I didn't get it that way.
Everybody who I've asked about that part said the same thing. Yeah, he kind of admitted he dates white. He's into the white boys. Like,
but I didn't get only though. I didn't get only.
Could we say there's a preference for it?
Okay.
Here's a preference.
I mean, which is that's on him. I can't dictate who or what he dates. I don't care. I just wasn't shocked by that admission. I'll just leave it at that.
I wasn't shocked at all, actually.
We weren't shocked. We would never say we were.
I mean, I was a little shocked.
The dude that he was talking about beforehand with the suck my dick, bro. I very much
that sounds like a black person.
I was like, okay, so you were fooling around with a black guy, but you dating.
Or you did
Well,
that part just for the
yes,
sake of a joke.
Well, okay.
that too, but I still
Could have
think
did
that
that part just for a joke.
I
That could
don't
have
think white
been,
people say pause
a
for
joke that
bullshit.
was written. So,
But
I was just like,
too, a lot of those black celebrities, I've heard this. Well, not celebrities, but I heard people say this, that they try dating black men and they don't really necessarily want to date them, so they think they go to the other route, which is white people. There are
I
some
think
people
it's a
that do this.
combination of things, especially for him being a
Mhm.
baby gay, as we said.
Mhm.
You dating another black man forces you to confront who you are and yourself.
Yeah.
If you date a white man, you're not the white man. I don't care, even if he is gay.
I
If
don't think
you
so,
never,
Abby. I don't
if
think it's
he-
no longer valid.
a white man, and it could be very subconscious. It might not be something that he is aware of. It could be very subconscious where dating this white man is easier to deal with than being confronted with somebody who authentically knows all of what it is to have the double,
Yeah. The
being
double
black
minority.
and gay. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still struggling. He's still struggling with being, I don't know. I just feel like this. And I think that what bothers me when I see this over and over and over again is it if I'm a young child or a young boy, who finally realized that, hey, I'm same gender loving or whatnot. When are you going to get the chance to see that you can have a good, wholesome, productive relationship with two black men? It doesn't mean that you have to, throw your own race or your own, people
Yeah.
to the side. You know,
But is
there
he
can
doing
be
that?
real love.
But is he doing that?
I'm not, well, I'm not saying that he's actively doing that, but what I'm saying is if all you're presented with and the only image that you see is successful black men with white men, then what that tells you is that, oh, that's what I need to go for and attain for. And
Not
then it proliferates
necessarily.
itself.
And it's even in
Not
the straight community
necessarily.
because you see a lot of black men in the entertainment industry, but straight black men, they're with white women. They're with
They
non-black
are, but
women.
that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to do it, or that they're
I
doing it
agree with
because
I
you.
of
think
that
the
reason.
influence. I think the impact that has, like people
Not
are
all
influenced.
the
I think
time.
subconsciously though it does
Not all
reinforce
the time.
Eurocentric beauty standards though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Subconsciously it does reinforce
subconsciously
that.
it becomes, listen, it's just like fashion or just like anything or culturally and things like that. You don't actively say, oh, I just want that, but the more you're presented with that, the more it becomes ingrained or a part of, how you see or your ideology of how you think things should go.
Do you think that's with everybody though, or
I don't
just
think.
certain people?
I
Okay,
mean, we're
okay,
never going to say definites,
yeah.
superlatives, but when you talk about on a large scale or majority, that's what happens.
Mm.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I think when you know yourself and you've examined why you like the things that you like, why you do the things that you do, if you're comfortable in yourself, it's less of an influence.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to do the work. And I feel like he's not done the work. I felt like he was very uncomfortable in the second half, and it
Yeah.
showed because he kept
He did
having to
say
pause.
that.
I feel like he had a
how
moment
do I
where he was
phrase
like, "Oh my
this?
goodness, I feel like I revealed too much. What do I do now?" Like it was.
Right, because even the girl that I don't know if it was the same chick, when he said that, she was like, wow.
Yeah, I felt that wow though because I said,
I was right there with her, like, wow, really? That's what
wow.
we're doing? And then he tried to chase that with, oh, but I'm pro black family and da da da. All of that was out of the window.
Yeah, I didn't get that part. It was
But
like,
I don't think you should cancel him out because of that.
well,
I
no,
don't think you should
He
cancel
was
him out because
he
of that.
absolutely he felt that, and he knew I need to try to justify
that. Wild moved his spirit, though. If you just watch it back, that wild moved
that
his
doesn't
spirit.
necessarily mean that he
that
isn't.
wild. No. You could tell he specifically started talking about, but I'm pro-black family, and he even admitted
Not necessarily.
saying that to justify or to chase the fact that you just told us this.
I think it would have been different. Would have gave a different perspective. If he would have been like, we know the boyfriend that I have who happens to be white. Because see, no one says that. Everyone always jumps to, well, my white boyfriends, or I did this, this white guy, this, that. And it's like, okay.
Because after that whole Vanilla King joke fell on deaf ears. Like that ball, like the whole room was like, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Too soon. It was like too soon. This Vanilla King, nah, bruh.
But Xavier, it also depends on where you are, because where I live, black on black is not that common, to be quite frank.
Where you from?
Oh, I'm not from here. I just live here. Let me be clear. I'm from Alabama, but I live in Minnesota now. And for some reason, people be chasing the white meat. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I mean, I want to kiss somebody with lips.
I'm the type of person. Look, if my soulmate is whatever race, if it's not in a fetishization type of thing, you're not fetishing
you're right.
If it's not a fetish to each other, then okay. Mm-hmm. If it's something that comes natural and without any type of I'm losing my words. Like if it comes natural, like if you guys know what I mean.
Now I have to push back on this comment that Xavier said, only because you talking about it's only a small part, but you got to remember there's a small percentage that really makes up what becomes the norm. Let's be clear. What becomes popular or what becomes an accepted cultural norm is dictated by a very small percentage that then gets the larger majority to buy into that and say that that's okay. So it's very much so important when those people who are the trendsetters and the people who are involved with what is culturally, popular, accepted, and so forth, when they make or do certain things, it has an exponentially much greater factor in how things are looked at than other people. So I can't say that, just because it's a small percentage, but the small percentage are the ones who often dictate what becomes the norm.
And let's be clear.
Don't say that.
Because people said, I think he also said something about like, oh, well, black people in real life. The thing about it is, though, you will most likely not see white people dating black people unless that black person is up there. You get what I'm saying? Like he's up there financially, in status. This goes in the straight community, in the gay community. Let's be very clear. I'm not trying to say that man's boyfriend is gold digging him.
Right.
But I don't see a lot of interracial couples in real life too. Like I see, when I see couples, they're usually black on black.
Well, let me say this. You know where I saw the most interracial couples?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the most interracial, pairings, it was in rural red country. Mm-hmm. It was in the most racist areas that you could think, where it was rural, where these people ain't have a whole lot of money. And I did find that I guess the white women had said to, and it was always white women and black men, never the other way around. Mm-hmm. And so I guess those white women had said, well, if I'm gonna be poor, at least I'm gonna get me some good dick on the back end.
That is kind of true.
If I'm gonna be poor, I have to put up with some shit. At least let me get my back blown out a few times in the I don't know. But
wait,
the Wanda
that comment, child, got me.
I can't. It's just one comedy special. We can't really base him on that one thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he's Wanda.
That's fair. It's me.
Now Wanda Sykes now.
She's worse.
She got a peripheral.
Sis was traumatized at the Oscars, but that's another story.
Red Lipstick Club says, I live in Arizona. All the black men here, both gay and straight, primarily date outside their race, especially if they are successful men. It becomes like a
What does that
Rolex.
say?
Oh,
What does
you
that
got a Rolex.
say?
You got a I'm gonna tell the first time I really dealt with this was when I was in college. When I was in college, my major in college was sports medicine kinesiology for undergrad. I was a trainer for multiple sports. But um the first time I really dealt with it was sophomore year when I after I did a lot of my prerequisites and stuff and I started working with teams, they had a party. I went, all of the athletes were there. Football team, basketball team, baseball team, all kinds of people were there. So it was an all white party. I came there in all white thinking it was an all white party, not knowing that when they said it was an all white party, that meant that as a black man, you were supposed to bring a white girl because it was an all white party. I went there, had the Willie bought me an outfit, had a white hat, had my shirt, my shoe. I was ready. The only one there fucking white. Because when they
you weren't the only one there in white. They were in white in different ways.
I love that.
The only one wearing white clothing. Let's say that. I was floored. And so one of my friends who was on the basketball team was like, bruh, you didn't know what was going on. I was like, nobody told me you're supposed to know these things. How the fuck would I know? Like, and those things really people are they really be stuck on it. Yeah, they really be stuck. I was like, but that moment, right? I knew, and we don't even talk about that. You hear a lot of that conversation. This conversation, should say, and we've heard it for years. Black women have complained about this for years and years and years. Because for years and years and years, you didn't have black men that were gay that were in the limelight, or that were in television or in the forefront. So as we are starting to get black and gay and prominent and well-off men that we see now, we kind of feel like they're paid. We're like, oh, I see what you're talking about now. I kind of like, oh, I kind of sympathize. I kind of understand, what you're saying now, because it's like, wow, that's what we're doing. Like, it to a certain degree, because and this goes back to it almost proliferates the fact that, okay, I guess black isn't as good because our own people don't want, who we are. Now, the interesting thing about it is white people, if y'all keep doing that, you won't have those same black people that you want so bad.
Not the chocolate or the mandinga. Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to say all of them have like an ulterior motive when it comes to dating black men. I mean, a lot of them just, they are just into black men are the we're high on the food chain. You get what I'm saying? As far as like, desirability, for the most part. But I don't know. I just see a pattern. That's just my problem. I just see a pattern. I see that there's a lot of entertainers in the industry which have a lot of influence on a lot of these young, queer folk to be like, oh, well, this person's dating this person. Let me see if I can get mine. You get what I'm saying? And this is where we stray away from our community.
Right. And
I feel like, my soulmate might be Asian. You get what I'm saying? Like at the same time,
I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
If you're a bottom in the gay community, it is taboo for you to want a feminine top.
It's stupid.
Oh, I'm over that.
Oh, I'm not saying it's right, and I don't have those issues.
Yeah, I was dumb as hell.
I don't have those issues. But think about the community at large. Think about the community at large.
They still on that.
They still on it.
They still are. Imagine if you going out and your friends know you a bottom, know you straight bottom, slap bottom, whatever you want to call yourself, power bottom, whatever. and you roll up in there, and on your arm is somebody who is, hey girl, hey, and your friends gonna look at you like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Or like people by and large gonna be thinking like, what the fuck are you doing?
Let me
Because
just tell you something. You missing out on your blessings, okay? Because
there is an established, but my point is there's this established notion that, or preconceived, thought process that's been ingrained over the years that if you're top, you need to be masculine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how it is. And in the same vein, these things happen even when you talk about, you see over and over and over, if I got money, I need to have me a white person on my shoulder. Not that it's right, not that it's wrong, but that becomes what people go to, or becomes what they search out and seek out for. And then you have these people looking for these, overly masculine people that are tops that may not even be top, because you over there thinking they're top, and tomorrow they getting their back blown out by somebody.
Honey, it's switched now, and I feel like another reason why I feel like a lot of black men like will run to white, because I feel like we're still trying to define what a relationship is, what a same-sex relationship is in the black community. I think because for the longest we had those tropes of, oh, tops got to be masculine, bottoms have to be feminine. We are trying to simulate straight people. And it never works. It does not work. And white people got it. They got it down pat, because a lot of them, statistically, the marriages, when you look at like the number of marriages in the white community, in the white LGBT community, like they got it. And I feel like that's why sometimes you see them run to the white folks.
I mean, and part of that goes to the tropes that have been ingrained in the fabric of American society about black men coming over from Africa, the hypersexualization of black men, the hypermasculinity of black men. And that even permeates within not just the black straight community, but also within the black gay community. And the fact that there is this, accepted notion of, if you are a black man, and even in the gay, if you gotta be the man if you're gonna be a top, and if you're about, and all of that stuff. Whereas we don't even hold white people to the same,
accountability
standard at all. Don't even expect the same standard at all. Don't even expect it. And that's unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get it twisted. I don't have a problem if Jerrod Carmichael wants to date white men. You can date white men till you blue in the face. That don't have nothing to do with me. But what I will say is, when are we going to also spread the notion that we can have black on black love even within the LGBTQIA community? When is that going to be the norm or okay?
I mean, even when you look at media like film and TV and stuff like that, like you see when every time it's a black queer person that's a male, he's usually with a white man. You get what I'm saying?
They always push that.
They push that. And you can't tell me that always pushing that stereotype in media and in everything we see doesn't resonate and permeate throughout what and how people operate.
Like, I love when Lee Daniels had, I guess, Jamal's character on Empire. He married that guy that, black. Like, you know what I'm saying? And before, he was dating none but Latins. Okay. Which was good to see, and we need to see more of that. That's just me.
Yeah. That's why I think,
do what you do. That's your life. That's who you want to be.
That's why I think it's important. Like when you do have those moments where it is black on black, like we saw it first with Noah's Ark. Then you know what I'm saying? Like that was
child, I was not around in that time.
Oh wow!
And then
just
more recently, we saw it on Pose with Ricky and Pray Tell.
Okay, yeah, Pose.
When we had those two, they had a whole sex scene, and even within it being black, sometimes even if they give you two black people, they got to give you a light-skinned black person and a dark-skinned black person. So to kind of even it out. But no, it was just two black people. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter. So it just even happened that. So yeah, I was here for it. I listen, but we gotta move. I guess we gotta push forward because I knew for me that was like a stop moment. Like it was like before he told us he liked white guys and after.
Yep.
It was like,
I mean, I still was into the show.
well, no, but I still was very much into it because like you said, it got darker.
Yeah, it
got
darker.
much darker. So then
it was what I expected though, LTD. So it didn't take me out too much.
Yeah, like I gave a little.
Like in my personal life, it takes me out a little bit more. But
I didn't even side eye him for that, but it
well, look, I have a little
it is what it is.
The company that I work at, our VP of diversity, he is like pro-black all day, out gay black man, fine as hell.
Who?
White husband. Yep.
Who?
And I don't think that takes away from your black.
My job, yeah. And he talks about dismantling white supremacy, and I was like, "But you sleeping with it?" Okay.
It may not be me, but I don't think it takes away from your blackness.
Listen.
I mean, I'm not saying it takes away from his blackness, but like I do think that your message is a little bit diluted when you talk about dismantling white supremacy. But you married, you have proximity to whiteness now.
I think it's because we can't get over that shit. It's like Pray Tell. Pray Tell is always not Pray Tell. Billy Porter.
He would have white guy
talking about blackness, but then you see him with a white husband.
And
I think you can't get over the fact that you have a white husband to really listen to your
think of the most prominent
white message, wrong messenger. That's how I look at it.
Think of the most prominent black gay men that you could think out there. Some of the most prominent black gay men. You got your girl Ruru, white man on her arm.
That's expected.
Who?
We knew that. Sean T, very prominent white husband. Billy Porter, very prominent white husband. You know what I'm saying? Like it just keeps happening over and over and over.
I mean,
I got faith in Saucy Santana. I got faith in him.
He
gonna make it popular for the dating year race. Now he can walk.
Somebody said Philip from Candy in the Game. He has Felipe,
child. I'm like,
I don't watch that show, so I don't know who that is.
I don't like Philip though, so I don't see.
I love Philip.
He's an asshole.
I don't watch the show.
I think a lot of people like him because he's cute, but like y'all got to separate the two. Like he's.
Thank you. You can want to sleep with him and think he's a trash individual.
Yeah,
you can separate those two.
I like Philip because I am Philip a lot of times, so that's why I can like.
So you're an asshole. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, in the whole ass. I admit I can be an asshole and a whole ass. You got to flip it. You can't just be an asshole. You got to be an asshole and a whole ass. There you go. So
not with you.
I mean, is you like
that's
okay.
After he
back on.
After he had this whole thing of the fact that he, is into the snowflakes. He had another moment where you knew it was all downhill because I wrote down, he said, "It's a lot. I'm happy we had this moment." Like he had this pause, like he was like, "It's a lot." And he kind of took a pause and then I said, "I'm happy we had this moment." Because you knew like this was like, even before this special, you knew, yeah, he might have come out to his family or his close friends, but he was still and is still struggling with just being and just living. And then he went to talk about his brother. And that whole conversation, this way he reeled me back in. Because I think we all kind of feel like you got either your brother or that close relative that's not your parent, but this is that relative. It could be a sibling, it could be like a first cousin, or it's that relative that you tell them and they don't really accept it. They tolerate.
Yeah.
And I wrote down some of his quotes. He said, he's there as much as he can be. He tries. He's my big brother. He's supposed to protect me. He loves me despite.
Fight.
And then he says, it's love with an asterisk. And everything he said that I was like, all of those different quotes kind of hit like body blows because you felt that before, like it's this person because you expect that the parent, the way they kind of deal with it is different. But when you got that relative that's like your peer, like y'all kind of on the same level, and you want them to give you some kind of validation or acceptance, and it doesn't come from them. And for him, it's his big brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that whole "he loves me despite" is kind of like, or the love with an asterisk. I was like, shit.
Poetry.
But then, does he really love you?
Right.
He love your money.
I think so. I think people are
how
just.
many glasses?
Huh? Not how many glasses.
Wasn't your juice orange or purple? Is it a commit?
The last of my red wine, and I had another drink prepared over here. I had my Welch's passion fruit and my gin. Judge your mama, don't judge me.
I'm not judging anybody. I just was like, wait, was it in a different color?
I mean, I'm just
like telling anybody that
the next cup is gonna be blue.
Oh, not the next, not hypnotic.
I mean, I have been thoroughly adjudicated at this point.
Oh Lord.
Mm-mm.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's gonna take years for him to. Because sometimes it takes years for you to really get to a point where it's like, you know what? Let me count all the people that's in my life. For those who just wanted to walk out, it is what it is.
He's a baby.
It's gonna be hard. Like his relationship that he has with his brother. I think for me, I see that with one of my cousins, and it was different because, like I said, a lot of his stuff was different, but it kind of similar. Like with me and him, like it was like different, but it's kind of similar. I think when it comes to my cousin, I'm sorry, I stuttered my words. When it comes to my cousin, I feel like it was like, I don't know, like she was accepting of it, but then later on, that's when you started to see like the real truth. And I don't know how it is with Jerrod, but definitely it's kind of, it hurts. And at some point you have to know when to let it go.
It really does. It hurts. It hurts. I think what I wonder how it would be like is I think it'll be easier because he has nieces.
Yeah.
You know, like his brothers has daughters. Now, if his brothers had sons and he had nephews, that interjects a whole different dichotomy into like it's like because they don't even want you around at that. It gets to the point where some of them don't come over my house, don't come around my kids, and you're like, I ain't even like.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he even had conversations about his sexuality with his nieces and nephews because that is something you don't talk to kids about in the family. Okay, you can't. Look. Everybody family different, y'all.
It is, and I know people that be like, listen, like he said, I ain't with that gay shit around my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they.
I mean, you cool and all, but don't bring it up.
Listen, how many times as a gay person in your life have you heard somebody say, I ain't with that gay shit? Like those words, right? Those exact words, right?
That's my favorite phrase to hear from men, though, because that means that they with that gay shit.
You hear that word millions, and I'm not being hyperbolic by saying millions of times. You literally hear that phrase right there millions of times in a lifetime. You're like, yeah, I heard that several times.
I don't know. I think that my experience has just been different. Where like my older brother is super accepting, so I never like he was always protective of me. Like it never really mattered, but I will say that for somebody that's still very fresh into the process of coming out, having that conditional love, it does lead to those feelings of alienation.
Mm-hmm.
And it does it does cause you to seek out acceptance in other places and spaces, which may not be healthy for you.
Right.
It's unfortunate because he seems like he's really struggling, like during the special.
He really is hurt.
It felt uncomfortable. It kind of took me back.
Yeah.
So like I was like, I don't want to go back to that, that emotional state that I was in.
Mhm.
But you couldn't help but like really have some sympathy and empathy for like the process, because it's a process for everybody. It's a different pace, it's a different like length of journey, but you just like, I just want him to eventually get there to the point where if they don't like it, fuck it. Like,
And this is why I had to tell a friend of mine.
That's what you got to go by.
You're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to like swallow that pill and just be like, if you like it, if you do, if you don't, you don't. I gotta live my life.
This is why I had to tell a friend of mine, and she's a straight black woman. She's an ally. Has no problem with the community. But when and I was speaking to her about it on Thursday when it kind of came out, and she was like, "Well, why does he have to come out? Like, why do people still have to come out? I don't think it's fair that people should have to come out." And I said, that sounds good to you, but what you don't understand is that process is not for the general public most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
For that person. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to carry that weight as an ally.
Right.
You don't have to carry that shame, that guilt, that unresolved emotional trauma that person
the
does.
acceptance of yourself a lot of times. That whole process. And you think you are selfish enough to think it's about you. And hey, I'm doing it for you. That ain't for you. That might be for me.
And especially because he's a public figure, so he's gonna be out with his husband, boyfriend, or whatever, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's going on? Like, what is this? What?"
Yeah, he's gonna be out with white chocolate. It's gonna be
not
not white chocolate.
That was. I'm letting you know. So if you see this Caucasian, that's my man.
Vanilla King, dear God.
I didn't even hear when he said Vanilla King. I didn't hear that.
I'm vomiting in my mouth. Oh, I heard
that.
I did not hear that. I was cooking at the same time. I literally just finished watching.
When he said that, I was like,
right. I think the whole room was like, too soon,
like the whole pedal's like,
too soon. Like, brother.
When she said wow, though, I said wow at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. They were like, I think everybody was like, wow, really? And then he tried to follow it up with the Vanilla King joke that did not land. And everybody was like, nah, bro. Too soon.
You slipped, Sean. You slipped, Sean.
It didn't feel like a comedy special. Like, I mean, there was times in the beginning where I was like, like, chuckling and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it really was, like I said, it seemed like a TED Talk. Like, it seemed like some kind of, open
like
conversation. Yeah. And that's sometimes that's comedy specials too. Like, a little bit of comedy, but also some kind of a story, central story.
Mm-hmm.
I still thought it was good. I thought it was really, really, really,
it was very interesting.
Yeah.
The mom, I think, well, at the end when he got to the mom situation, I think that was the point where it just went.
That's when it went left.
It just went like downhill.
Relatable.
He started pausing, and I was like, "Oh God, please don't get me started. Please don't." Because if he would have started, it would have took me out. It would have took me all the way the fuck out. Like when he started talking about his mom, and and he said, "My mom." He kept the part that I wrote down is when he said his mom just didn't have a reaction. Like he was like, "I wish she would just call me a faggot like my Uncle Junebug did, or I wish she would hate me because I would feel like she would give me something, but she didn't give him nothing." And he's like longing.
Yeah,
he's really longing for his mom. He even talked. Remember the guy yelled out, "Well, it took you a long time, so why don't you give her the same amount of time?" Like somebody yelled that out from the audience. Like
she made that cheating ass, lying ass, slandering ass husband.
I think a lot of people don't understand that a relationship with your mother is very vital.
It really is.
It's one thing. Okay, yeah, your dad don't accept you, whatever. This and third. Obviously, they're not going. They tend to not. But if it's a mother, like that's something that's a person that's the person that created you. First of all,
Right.
your dad created you too, but whatever. Like you came out of her. Okay, it was just you and her.
It was just you and her. And she accepted this husband at the drop of a dime.
Like, and I see how it does to people. Like, I talked to somebody that had a bad relationship with their mother too, and I remember I was in phone calls and them arguing. And I felt so bad. Like, it's so sad. Like, I do not wish that on nobody. But like I said,
me, I'm someone who is the quintessential person who has a bad relationship with their mom. I was raised by my grandparents. My mom and my dad said, "To hell with y'all." You know what I'm saying? With me and my brothers, we gonna do our own thing. And from the hospital, I was taken out of the hospital by my grandparents and was raised by them till I was grown. And so my relationship with my mom is a little different than most people. And so when my time came, my coming out process was a little different because my grandmother sat me down and said, "This is what it is. I know. I'm okay with it. We good. I love you regardless. And we go on with life." And I didn't say a word. And after that, I said, "Okay, grandma." And we was good from that. Ain't nobody had to tell me nothing from it. I was good. And so that was all of the closure and acceptance. And so I think about, I equated to her, like if she would have died, or if her Alzheimer's would have set in, like, because she eventually, succumbed to Alzheimer's and all of that. But if I had never had that closure or that moment when she was in her right mind and when she had all of her faculties and before she passed away, it probably still would linger. Like, that's devastating for you to feel like that person who you are, intimately close with is rejecting you. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you feel rejected and unwanted.
Yeah.
And
I understand that so fully because, I mean, I'll tell you, you hear my videos, you hear my mom in the background, we be cracking up, we having fun, but it's just that one thing. Me and my mom are so alike. My humor, I get it from her. But when it comes to that gay thing, that's the only thing that me and her butt heads on.
Really? Oh my goodness.
You hear her cracking up in the background in my videos, having fun, making me laugh. But that one thing she can't. She still, I can't wait to get married and have children. I'm like, wow, what are you talking about? It's like you're living in a fantasy world. And that's like the one thing that's stopping us from being even closer.
Yeah.
He talked about the fact that he stayed in the closet as long because of his mom and being afraid of what she would think. And he did that one thing like toward the end where he said, I forgot what he said, but he just put his head down and he was like, and I thought he was about to break down. I was like,
oh yeah,
this is happening. This is happening. I was like, what is happening here? Please don't make me cry during this comedy special. I can't do this because you empathize so much. Like, it was like, oh my God, like you heard him because he was like, she's going to see this. And then you saw him look directly at the camera as if he was looking at her like, bitch, I know you looking at this. Like he literally said, I know she's going to see this, looked at the camera and was like, and then
but not for, it's a reason why she was a single mother. It's a reason why. Not that she wanted to, but
okay, you better be getting all in that man's personal life.
I'm about to have my comedy special. Shoot,
right?
It was a one-man show because at that second half, I was like, "This is no longer a comedy special. We're gonna have to call this a one-man show."
Right.
But like his outfit though, didn't it give you Richard Pryor during his live in concert special? It was
them
like
socks, though. Them socks,
I've never seen it.
Them socks.
Like if you could just Google like Richard Pryor live in concert, you will see the outfit. It very much
college nerd.
Except for the socks, though.
Them socks were horrible. It's like I was like, your friends let you down. Like they should.
Even though he has beautiful teeth, I will say that he has beautiful teeth. Like I was like, bitch, your dentist did they knew the assignment.
He is cute.
For me, it's the skin for me.
It's the skin. Period. Melanated.
Fine. Anyway,
But he had his own TV show too. Loretta Devine
He
played
did.
his
I
mama,
watched it. I
and
watched the
David
Carmichael.
Allen Greer played his dad.
David Allen
I
Greer was
tried
on there.
to, but I never
Loretta
got it.
Devine
I
was
think
on
Tiffany
there.
Haddish was on it too.
Loretta Devine was on there.
Tiffany
David Allen
Haddish,
Greer.
Darrell,
Mhm.
is the name Darrell?
Lil Rel.
Lil
Rel, yeah.
I watched it, but
It was okay.
they wanted him to do some stuff with the character that he didn't want to do.
Mhm.
And so he said, "Yeah, fuck you," and I'm gone.
Oh, okay.
Get that check and leave.
Now I knew him from. He did like SNL stuff. That's where
I know him from.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know him from SNL.
He did like a lot of skits and stuff like that. I mean, I would have never thought it was just a regular, regular man.
Keisha McCurry said that red on his skin with everything. That the skin was the melanin.
I didn't really like the shirt.
The melanin was popping. I like now. If you watch his opening monologue from SNL, that white suit he had on with no shirt underneath, I like that outfit. That outfit,
I gotta watch it.
He did that now. That white suit, and he had no shirt on, so he had the chest showing and stuff. I was like, okay.
Right, Xavier. Tiffany.
For that.
Wow.
Oh, that is a nice little outfit. Okay, yeah.
Oh, let me look it up. Hold on.
You saw the look up the SNL.
I'm a beast with Google, so yeah.
Yeah, that SNL opening monologue, that white suit. I was like, okay, I see you. I said, that's cute. Now you did that. You did.
We know why he wore the white suit though, Teddy. So let's not get too.
Oop, okay.
Blue, I'm not doing this to you. Kev, you ain't shit.
Who said I was? Why y'all trying to put this responsibility on me? I have never been shit.
But child, y'all a mess. Y'all are
well, I do like it.
Yeah, he was a kid. That was
nice. It was like he about to sing with the Silk Sonics.
Right, like it was like
there.
Even for the special, it looked like he was singing. Like I was like, okay,
right.
What you trying to do?
The way he was holding the mic.
Like it was
no, or the way he came in, like from the street and just walked in. Hold my jacket. I'm just gonna go up here for a moment. I couldn't tell if that was a man or a woman he gave the jacket to because it was so dark and they were very.
I thought it was a
man. I thought it was a man too, but the way he kissed him in the mouth.
No, and I thought that was the coming out star. I was like, oh, he coming out. Oh yeah.
I thought it was.
He's gonna explain it.
I was kind of confused.
It was at the beginning when he like gave his coat to some. I was
at the very beginning.
I thought it was like a man.
Because if you go back and watch the beginning, they showed him walking down the street with it snowing, and then he comes in, takes off the jacket, hands it to whoever that is, and just goes and says, "Oh yeah, just hold this while I go."
I was watching the Christmas special at first when I saw that snow.
You know he handed that jacket to Andrew. Stop.
Not the Edna wig.
What? Did y'all see Silk Sonic? I've not watched the Grammys at all. Actually,
Edna wig, Edna Mole.
No, they gave me Ike Turner. No, they gave me the Ike Turner wig.
Edna Mole super suit. No cake.
They gave me the Ike Turner wig. Them was the Ike Turner wig.
Nutbush City wig. That's very much what.
Not eat the cake anime.
They gave me the Ike Turner mushroom. That's the Ike Turner mushroom.
I thought it was a choice.
I don't know about Anderson .Paak, but like Bruno, I'm sick of. I don't like.
I'll fuck you up.
Tell me more.
You can talk about Bruno Mars all you want, but we will fight in the street.
That man cosplays. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not gonna be the conversation. He does.
Wait.
He puts on like he's.
Not that you said that Bruno Mars is cosplaying because
when he said cosplay,
I was already
in the event. He cosplays.
Someone said this a long time ago. Bruno Mars is the person that you hired at your cousin's birthday party to play Michael Jackson. Like with me, it's not original. Like it's just not okay. Let me.
Like I feel like I should say I got a dark skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Got a light skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. In the immortal words of fill in the blank.
Okay.
Before he lost his mind.
But if y'all like it, I love it. Look.
I like the music.
I'm here for Anderson .Paak.
I mean, he sounds good. He sounds
Anderson,
good.
I like Anderson
I love
.Paak's
the
music.
music.
I like him more as a rapper, though.
Oh, he's a
I
rapper.
do like his previous stuff.
No, he's a rapper. You're so damn shady.
No, you can't confuse Anderson .Paak and B.O.B. because I love them both. Like,
He is
I
not
fight
B.O.B.
I
loved B.O.B. until he doubted
B.O.B.
the veracity of the truth about the earth being round. So we were done with him after that.
Yeah, I was like, he a dodo bird. I can't.
I can't.
I mean, we owe the whole eggplant emoji to B.O.B. That is where it originated. I thank you for that, B.O.B.
Why?
It start B.O.B. Oh, this was maybe about 10 or 15 years ago.
We know you know about the eggplant. Go ahead and give us the history.
I'll tell you. Give you the history.
Professor Peen.
B.O.B. put on his Twitter. He was in his house, had on some gray sweatpants, and said, "I'm making eggplants today." Huge print. Just said, "Here I go," and put eggplant emojis because he was making eggplants. And from then on, the eggplant emoji became about dicks because everybody who looked at that picture said, "Oh, this motherfucker is giving dick. Dick of death."
Was he giving dick though, or just like dick?
Oh, it was big dick. Oh yeah, it was dick of death.
So BD. Okay, cool.
Wasn't Nelly?
Dick of death. In the gray sweatpants.
Not at all interested. Okay, go off.
Right, heavy. No cape.
Not we finna disrespect Edna Mode. Yeah, because Edna
No
Mode
cape.
was
No
never
cape.
stiff. Was never stiff.
Stiff where?
No cape.
Stiff where?
No stiff bitch.
Y'all are silly. Y'all are fucking silly. Too bad B.O.B. is an idiot because the dick was it was.
Well, that's kind of the case most of the
time. You know, it'd be the dumb ones that have the dick that hypnotize you and make you stupid.
I would know.
They be trying to make you just as stupid as them. You get concussed because you get your head pushed into the headboard too many times, and you get concussed too many times to give you, brain damage and shit.
Oh, I don't do all that. I'm celibate though, so
if you celibate, I'll buy a bit.
Not Big D energy. Now we bringing in Lotto.
And
Eddie said no Bruno slander. Listen,
no Bruno slander. Look, here's the thing.
Look.
Since you brought up slander,
it's he like there's definitely some Bruno Mars songs that I got. I like when he did like Locked Out of Heaven and stuff like that. That was him.
His first album I love. His first album.
He was doing pop music. This is
with Grenade.
Mm-hmm.
Grenade is one of my favorite songs by him.
Like, that was yes. But this, I mean, I don't know. I mean, this whole I like going into the future. I don't like going to the past. Yeah,
I like this album. I really like this album.
Okay, man. That was a nice one.
I was glad somebody.
It was kind of new age a little bit. It was like infused with like the old and new. That's when it was kind of.
I was glad somebody won who I actually knew their album, like the John Batiste guy. I knew his. I have his album. I had listened to it. Loved it. So I was like, "Oh shit!"
Album of the year. I was just as surprised as he was. I was like, "Album of the year? Who that?"
No, I knew.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not know a lot of the people that were nominated. I was like, "Who is this?"
He's like the only one.
I'm watching it.
Who is this?
Literally, the only one I knew. Like one of the only people I knew because my best friend put me on to him. Like, oh, like I think August of last year. You're like, you gotta listen to this album. He sent me the album. I said, okay, I'll listen. I was like, yeah.
But you know what? That's good though, because you know what? I feel like for the longest, the Grammys have always awarded numbers. We've seen people in the last 2 years win awards because they got a.
Which is why Beyonce has Grammys, where she don't deserve none because that bitch can't sing. But we gonna leave that alone.
Now we not gonna do the Beyonce slander.
Yes, we are. I don't give a shit about y'all. Beyonce.
What did she not deserve?
First of all, hold on, wait.
I'm trying to figure out which one didn't she deserve.
Sis shut down the Oscars last week. So what do you mean she can't sing?
No.
Just say you don't like her tone. You don't like her.
He doesn't. He does not.
Just say that you don't
care. I
want to know
about that.
I want to know why did Spice not get reggae? Why did
I
they give it to these white
very
people?
direct about the fact that I don't like Beyonce. I've never mixed words about that. I have not.
Okay.
I've been very clear
You
about
see
it.
who she lost against though, Spice? Like she lost against that white group
To those white people.
wearing dreads.
How?
Locks, excuse me, locks.
I wouldn't call those locks, but
Oop.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Are those people even Jamaican or Caribbean, or how do they know about reggae?
It's gentrification. Like they I'm telling you, like
Damn
we
right.
need to start singing
Let's talk
country and
about
rock.
gentrification because Brandon's
I mean,
going
we
up.
did before until they took it away from us.
I'm about to start shooting outside again because when you see white people running with dogs, it's just time to start shooting up the neighborhood.
Running with dogs. What?
Oh yeah, when you see a white woman running with dogs, rent is about to go up.
From Alabama?
No, I'm in Minnesota right now.
In Minnesota.
No, I'm looking at from Alabama. These people that made this reggae album are from Alabama.
My grandma always told me in the white neighborhoods you see people running on the street. In the black neighborhoods you see people walking on the street.
Then again, the Grammys don't know what they're talking about because Spice is more of a dance hall than reggae.
Yeah.
Let me look up this group.
I gotta hear the song.
Wait, you talking about Spice from Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah, she got nominated for Best Reggae and she didn't win.
The fuck out of here! You
ass looking white people.
She looked good on the red carpet though. She did look good.
That was a slap in the face.
I didn't see. I only watched bits and pieces of the.
Sean Paul is not really dance hall to me either. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's more. It's pop. Like ain't one of his songs.
Shaggy too.
Yeah.
But Spice.
No, they're from Virginia. A group of white people from Virginia.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I was like, what the fuck do people from
white people? White people.
And yeah, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't call those locks though, Darren. I really wouldn't.
Who got locks?
They look like thirsty tree branches in his head.
Not tree branches.
I said what I said.
When in the willows, tea.
No. Why I saw the other day on my Facebook, they now make lace front wigs with the big, you know, I call them Miami locks, but the matted locks where it's real thick and real like they make wig like lace front wigs with that on now. I said what?
Like Jay-Z locks? Those are horrible.
Yeah. They make wigs with that.
Every day we stray further from perfection.
And why did Doja Cat look like Astro Boy? She looked like Astro Boy with her hair like that.
Why was SZA walking with crutches?
Why are we having people having funerals?
Right.
Why are we having people having funerals and viewing of the bodies in the middle of the goddamn club? Because when I saw that today, I was ready to go on the glory.
What?
Well, look, if that was their last,
some little rapper who died named GNU, GOONEW,
I heard about
had his dead ass body at a fucking club, standing up.
Where he from? Atlanta?
Oh, I don't know where the fuck he's from.
Maryland.
Standing
up. No. Go look it up. No. Look, I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds right now. GOONEW. Go look it up. It's been all over my social media all day. Bruh is at the club. They got him standing up.
This is the ignorant shit.
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
How you spell it?
GOONEW.
Like, yeah, like goo and then new.
What kind of fuck shit is this?
It's on TMZ, and the video is.
I said, not a club for the funeral. I said, you know what?
Y'all going down there. Y'all
that
not seeing
fun.
That sounds fun. What?
No means no.
Oh, he's 24.
No.
So what you saying is you wouldn't go?
No.
You don't think
I don't like seeing the dead body in general, but like you got him standing up.
You got him standing up. I'm in the middle of the club trying to throw it back, and he over here dead as a doornail. No, we're not doing that.
It just look. I don't know. I would have.
Still trying to find that.
What gets me is the fact that some people are just like staring at it because they have this little, you know, like when you get a bottle in the booth, they had them little fireworks and stuff. I said, now what if it would have?
They had sparklers going off around the body.
Imagine him falling.
They have him propped up.
Yes. He is propped up. They got sparklers and shit.
He said, "What in the crucifixion?"
Imagine him.
I'm not touching no dead body.
Imagine
they have
him
like this
falling over.
little streamer going off in front of him, and I'm just like, what if something happened?
Like, I was like, what is happening? That had me like.
I think people be taking it too far with it. I
So
get
that
it.
right there
you
is
think
too
you
far.
wouldn't have gone to the club had you known about that in advance?
No, I would not have gone to the club. First of all, I don't like
people
going to
didn't
the club.
know.
If I didn't know, and I walked,
they said that they were not made aware of it because some people in the audience was not feeling it.
like, listen, if I went to this club and y'all got a dead body rolling out in this goddamn club, I'm walking the fuck out.
Is that even legal?
I don't think
But I was saying, like, is this legal?
Do they serve food in there? Because I think that would be.
It has to be unsanitary, yeah. Because like
That's what I was thinking.
I'm pretty sure he didn't.
But
go
if
to
I
the
pay
movie.
cover, do I get my cover back? I'm just asking. I would want my money back.
Like, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on in this world.
And the last thing that I'm gonna say that pissed me off this weekend, since I'm talking about things that pissed me off this weekend, you had the funeral for my dear Sean Pace. Beautiful funeral. Beautiful funeral. You had your girl, and my girl sometimes too, Karen, on the program to sing at this woman's funeral because all while she was alive, that's my sister, we sisters, da 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 da. Your ass ain't show up at the funeral. And people was like, well, maybe she's out of town, maybe because they're touring. The Clark sisters are touring right now. Maybe they're out of town. Mama was in town, had a concert in Atlanta the same night, and the concert was 2 blocks from the church where the funeral was. I said, and she's getting drug all over social media. I said, yeah, I will haunt you for life. Haunt you for life.
I thought they was friends.
They are friends.
Are you sure? Because that sounds like some industry friend shit to me.
No. It's some backstory behind that. It's the whole thing. The fact that Sean Pace went in on Kojic, and now Karen's husband is now the presiding bishop of Kojic, who they say told her under no circumstances can you go to this funeral. She called out the whole Church of God in Christ. And so now you can't go to the funeral of your good friend, even though you're in the same city where the funeral is and got a concert 2 blocks away from where the funeral happened later that night.
Well,
man. Anyway,
our people. I love him.
I'm glad y'all came on to talk about this with me. When I saw it, I knew that it was a conversation that should be had amongst the Rainbow Coalition. Sometimes there are conversations that can be open to everybody, but some conversations should be had just amongst us. And there was a lot of topics that this special went into that we really don't talk about enough within the community. Mm-hmm. We don't really tackle or try to navigate through in the community, and it really exposed him exposing himself and allowing himself to be vulnerable allowed for the conversations that needs to be had even amongst us within the community. There are greater conversations that's you have with the greater LGBTQIA community, but there are some subject matters that are specific to the Black gay community that because you've been there, you've experienced it, you've gone through it, you've lived it. You haven't watched it, you've actually lived it, and that's a different experience. And so I thought it I thought it was important that some of us come on and get to talk about it. So it was a great conversation. Thank y'all for coming on and talking with little old me.
Thank
Maybe
you
I
for
can
the
get y'all to
invite.
come on again.
Thank
He
you
didn't
for
give me
having
a
me.
choice.
You know, it's always a good time.
Maybe I can get y'all to come on again, and we can talk about some other stuff.
Yes.
Sure, I'm here for
We gotta
it.
find a new
I'm
show.
down.
We gotta find a new show.
Let me see. Have y'all seen the TV show Best Funeral Ever? No, I ain't never seen that.
I watched one episode of that foolishness, and I
But
could
what is it on? What channel or what platform?
Yeah, I don't know.
I ain't never even listen. I ain't
Well,
never
did y'all finish the Bel Air?
I
I
did.
gotta watch the last episode.
Did
I know
finish
who
it.
his dad is. Thank you, internet.
I was like,
It
poor
was
Will.
on. It was on TLC.
I mean,
Listen.
poor Will in real life and poor Will on the show, child.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't finish it yet. So
I knew who the dad was because my best friend called me and say, "Bitch, when you watch the finale, you go nut." I said, "Why am I going nut?" Because your
What?
baby daddy is on there. I said, "Who is my baby?" I ain't gonna tell you, but wait till you watch.
hey,
You go
Jaden.
nut clothes when you see the baby daddy. Hey, Jada, what's going on, sir? Jada was supposed to join us today, but he flamed out and didn't join us. I still love you, Jada. But yeah, that's how I knew. And then when I watched it, I said, "Yeah, I did nut in my clothes a little bit when I saw my baby daddy."
I'm ready for this Game of Thrones prequel. I'll watch it.
When is it supposed to start?
I think this month. I could be wrong.
Xavier, I do watch Top Boy. I watched last season and I watched this season. So yeah,
Top
I'm
Boy
up to date.
is old. I think it's old to America, but that's been around for.
No, they have a new season that just came out.
But it's been out for a long time though. Like the
I
series.
thought this season just no,
Isn't like a British show?
What is it called? House of the Dragon? Is that what it is?
it's on Netflix.
Mm.
No,
It's
Xavier,
a black
something
show?
that came out with Top Boy. I've been watching it last week. Unless my Netflix is wrong.
Oh wow.
It could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, y'all gonna be getting into this new Degrassi show? Did y'all watch Degrassi?
Yes,
I did. I don't know
we're
about
not
no
that
remake
old.
though.
Listen, I remember the original Degrassi.
Yeah, I know there was different versions.
Mhm.
Oh
And
yeah,
then you have the Degrassi
the
with Drake.
original Degrassi, Teddy.
I
Huh?
did like the one with Drake was
the
good.
original.
The original Degrassi. And then there was the one with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Dear God.
I'm like, they trying to bring it back. I'm like, now they trying to do
early. That was early 2000s. Maybe.
people be trying to
The original Degrassi goes back to the 90s.
I'm talking about the next generation though. That was like the early 2000s, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it
was
started
Degrassi,
in
the next
2011.
generation. That's
Isn't
the
it like 3 different generations?
That's what.
Elite is really good. I haven't finished the first
I haven't
season
seen
though.
that. What is that on?
Elite.
They should all be on HBO.
It's on Netflix, but it's dubbed in English. It's a Spanish show.
Oh, I never seen it.
It's really good though. I gotta finish the first season. It's like on season 3 or 4
comes out in
now, right?
August. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what I was about to say, Xavier. I know Top Boy just came out like last week because I was watching it. Like,
but it's an old show. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So
not really much coming out. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, so Obi-Wan is coming out, so that's my yeah.
I do love Moon Knight. Moon Knight, the first episode, I was here for.
I didn't watch it yet.
I was here for it. I like Moon Knight.
I really gotta get into it because it was all over the place, but I get it because he's like, he's dealing with mental health. That's some of the themes.
So
in there.
me and Evie, whenever Evie get her life in order, we might panel on Moon Knight. So if you watch it and you want to talk about it, we might do you come on.
Okay, well, let me know because I'm
if Evie ever get her life in order, we can do Moon Knight.
Come on.
She is watching it. I do know she's watching it. I'm watching it. I forgot what day it come out. What day does it come out?
On Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they always do Wednesdays.
I can't keep up.
Because I'm liking this Proud
Family.
Family.
It's on I watched one episode. Yeah.
It was cute. It was. I mean, it was on. Like I said, it was hard to get into.
I was honestly sleepy, so I would need to go back and rewatch it. I fell asleep on it. I was just.
I haven't started Bridgerton yet. With Bridgerton, I'm very much. When I get there, I get there.
I'm not watching Bridgerton right now.
It has such high accolades that I don't want to watch it because I feel like
Yeah,
it's not going.
It's not. It's a good
I'm
show.
still trying to
everybody
make
like
it
everybody.
through.
Like, a lot of people remember, like, oh my god, it's so good, it's so good.
I'm
Then I
still
watched
trying
it
to
and I'm
make it
like,
through
this is
Gilded
boring.
Age. I'm still trying to make it through Gilded Age because people make it like it was the greatest thing in the world, and I'm like, I'm
Wait, what is?
struggling. Huh?
What is he trying to make it through?
Gilded Age.
What's
What's that about?
It's on. Oh, what is it on? Gilded Age is on. I think HBO Max,
It's on HBO Max.
What
and
is
it's
I'm gonna be
about
honest,
like
it's a period piece.
it's a period piece from like what is that? The 1700s, 1800s, or something like that. And it's supposed to be
1880s,
about
I want to say
black
1880s.
people that are rich and prominent back then. I'm trying so hard to get into it, but it's just not doing what it needs to do for me.
Let me see what
Mm.
what else I'll be watching.
Because didn't they touch on like Reconstruction, which is what interested me? Because I thought it was supposed to be like from the 1870s to like the 1900s.
Oh,
So
I'm trying real hard to get into Gilded Age, and people, my best friend loves it. He's like, "You gotta watch it." I'll be like, bruh, I can't."
I'm looking at my HBO Max now, see what they got. I mean, it's so much.
I just
There's so
subscribed to
much stuff
HBO
I can
Max
get
because they said
into.
it was not going to accept no on not coming up here. So
Now they got the Friday trilogy on HBO Max. Yes.
They're doing a I don't know if it's a miniseries, but it's like a where Viola Davis is going to be playing Michelle Obama. I can't wait till that
Oh,
starts.
I'm watching
I
that.
watch anything with Viola Davis. So.
Yes.
And she looks like Michelle Obama.
I saw some of the pictures of her as Michelle Obama. Now you know it's Viola Davis, so she got to give us the patented Viola Davis cry with the snot
If
bubble.
it's not coming
She
down,
gonna
yeah.
give you that snot bubble.
Yeah.
Listen, she gonna
I
give you
love her
that
though.
snot
Standing
bubble.
with you.
It wouldn't be Viola Davis if she didn't cry with the snot. I'm just trying to tell you.
I could not take it in fences. It was too much.
And
No.
I know she's gonna
How
be
to
in
Get
a
Away with
movie.
Murder. Oh my goodness. Annalise.
I only watched season 1 to 3. I couldn't. It started to get annoying.
Her and that walk with them heels on.
No. Who annoyed me
But I love she makes fun of herself though.
on How to Get Away with Murder? The one who annoyed me was what's the white girl name?
Bonnie.
No.
Bonnie.
No, it wasn't Bonnie. It was
You used to always yell at her. I'm like, yo.
the white girl with the who had the baby from
Lori or Laurel.
Laurel.
I cannot stand Laurel.
Laurel was maddening. Like she was gonna be the reason I was gonna stop watching. Laurel, I would get to I would be like, I can't with Laurel anymore. She got on my fucking nerve. And I just wanted to choke the shit out of her. I was like, please, I can't. Oh
You know
my
what was
God,
the best
that
moment
Laurel.
though? When they had that crossover with Olivia Pope.
And I don't watch Scandal,
Olivia
but I saw the
read
crossover. It was really good.
read her down.
Told her she caught the mega bus.
On the mega bus.
Told her she caught the mega.
I'm like, ooh.
Season 1 was so good though, and they couldn't sustain that to me.
Like Laurel got on my, I just couldn't. After a while, Laurel, I just wanted to choke the shit out of her. I just couldn't anymore.
Then they killed my boy. I was like, I can't.
Yeah, they killed so many people off.
Y'all killed my boy off. He was the only reason I was watching the show.
Then they killed Bonnie. Like Bonnie.
They killed Bonnie?
But Bonnie died at the end though.
She died at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, but okay, see, I was on
Bonnie?
They killed my boy from Harry Potter. They killed Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie
People were
Bonnie
literally
died on the
going
last
down like
episode.
dominoes.
If you remember, Bonnie died on the last episode on the series finale.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. And that's when Bonnie died. Sure did. The series finale.
Cause she was trying to stop Frank crazy ass. That's how she got shot.
Frank. Yeah, Frank and Bonnie both died at the end. Both of them died at the
I
very
heard
end.
Frank. I did like Frank.
Cause Frank shot the governor, and then they both got.
It was too much to follow. I'm like, what? These people. Child.
It was.
Did Frank kill Rebecca like in the first season? He killed her, right? Who killed Rebecca?
I don't even. The first season is solo. I don't even remember.
All I
That's
remember
why I
was,
stopped at season 3.
he
I
was
was like,
like,
it's too much people dying, and
why
y'all
is the
killed
dick
off
on a dead
West.
girl's phone?
Y'all
That to
killed
me,
off
once you
West. I
said
was
that,
like,
I
I'm
was like, yeah,
done.
they got me on this series. That was the
Y'all
one
killed
show
off
that I
West.
literally like watched,
Mm.
and then I was like, they put me on the Viola.
No, the help put me on.
I knew about Viola. I had Viola on my
Nah,
radar.
I never watched The Help. I was like,
The help had me
But I
in
thought
tears.
Sam was already dead, Xavier, before he killed Rebecca. Wasn't he dead already?
he died later.
Oh, Sam died late. Remember, we started off. Rebecca was dead.
Yeah, Rebecca was already dead, and then they kept
Wait,
going
so
back
who
with
was
the flashbacks.
so who was the girl that dated West? What's her name?
See, now you name
Laurel.
people. I'm like, who that?
Yeah,
Not
Laurel
Laurel.
dated
There was a
West.
girl
Laurel
in the
did?
first season, and she died. I think in the
Oh,
first season.
Mm.
Not in the first season. Sam died. In the
Right.
first season, Sam died. As everybody's feverishly looking it up, and I'm not looking up anything.
I mean, it's already over.
No, she died after. Let me see if I could take my.
I don't remember. Listen. That's so many seasons ago.
I'm literally looking at your story about Doja Cat and Astro Boy.
Because she looks like Astro Boy.
Yo,
Let me follow Ismidi on social media because he cutting up.
oh my goodness.
You cutting up. El said to be cutting up too, though. El said you need to stop on social
really
media.
quick.
You be doing too
I
much.
need to stop what?
You need to stop. You be doing too much on social media. We'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
I don't do nothing on social media.
Confused.
What he be doing?
Who cutting up me?
DMs are considered social media, El said.
Ooh.
Now see.
Okay.
Now see. Worry about what I got going on in my DM. Because in my social media, I was about to say I don't do nothing on social media now. DMs are not considered.
Oh, you're lying. Stop that lying. Now stop
On
that
social
lying.
media? No, I don't do too much on social media like that.
You do a
Your
lot
stories,
on social media.
they do be a bit much sometimes. I say
My stories.
he just be some of your hot takes. I say he's just loud and wrong. I'm gonna let him have it.
I don't even be saying too much on social media.
I'm gonna let him have it though.
Not one camera click, child. Oh, not they too.
I don't even do too much on social media.
They killed the hell out of Dean Thomas, and I was
Now, if you said I do on my closed Twitter, my free Twitter,
okay,
then I might agree with
I've
you.
been blocked. I've been my tweets not loading on Twitter so many times. I don't even want to make another one.
Listen, my free Twitter gives you everything you need. Now, if you said I do too much on there, you might be right. But
I don't think I have you on Twitter. That may be a good.
no, you might have my LTeddy27.
I think I have the regular one. I don't need the.
I don't need the other one. Yeah,
my free Twitter.
It's neither required nor
because I try not to go on Twitter at work. I really go on Twitter at work for 2 seconds.
Yeah, you can't open my free Twitter at work. You cannot.
Child.
What you got?
We all got burners.
See, I can't see as soon as I go on Twitter.
You gotta have like 3 Twitter accounts. You gotta have like 3.
I don't post on it though. Like it's just like a burner because I be wanting to see stuff. Because see, that's how you be getting the celebrity tea. I'm like, ooh, this so and so's new. I'm like, ooh, let me look on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm good for a celebrity.
They said Safari. They said Safari. There's a video of him showing his ass. I'm like,
of who?
Safari, Nikki X.
Oh, yeah, I got all the.
I'm fine. I don't need to see that.
Now, girl.
My free Twitter has all of it. All of it.
We've been there. Okay. Anyway,
I'm just not intrigued by that.
By what?
I'm paying you no mind, Cam. Nobody's paying you any mind, sir.
Not by Safari.
Not lower your brightness.
I make y'all lower brightness.
Y'all remember when they was
a privacy screen? Just
remember they was dick shaming poor Nelly. I'm like, now Nelly is average. Y'all need to stop.
Yeah, that was very regular.
When he said verbal stop in the comments.
I'm not gonna call him small. I'm just gonna say it was real regular.
What is regular though?
Real regular.
Like, what are you used
real
to?
regular.
Because Twitter
y'all be wanting something.
I feel like Twitter skews people's expectations. I'm gonna just be honest.
Huh?
If you go listen, if you putting a sex tape out, which we know all celebrities leak their own shit. Let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
If you gonna leak your own sex tape, we are expecting that you got something for us to look at. Don't come around here.
That was something. That was something.
Was Lil Fizz or something?
No, that see it. It's not even the size. It's ugh. It didn't have a good shape. Mm-mm. He could have kept that to himself. Now, the thing about Nelly, look, sick people, and I'll be having these arguments with my best friend. She'd be like, no, 6 inches is small. 6 inches is average, bitch. Just because y'all used to freaking 10 inches. 10 inches is average to y'all. That's crazy.
Well, no, let's be clear. Let's be clear. When Johnson and Masters did release those original, let's be clear. Their survey of penises, we'll call it penises, so not to get thrown off of the tube of you, penises, mainly consisted of Anglo-Saxon peens mixed in just a few peens of color, and that's how they got to that average. Even when you have some of the more recent studies of penis sizes, there are a lot of different ones. The ones that's the most comprehensive, that does take sizes from multiple areas across the globe, much more, is closer to 7 than it is 6. So
it's only small if you black.
Huh?
It's only
Xavier, I
small
need
if you
you to
black.
stop with this Nelly being a verbal top. I need that to stop in the comments.
Like, that's crazy because. Well, what happened?
Xavier in his comment section is killing me. Like, he made up for it by being verbal. No, he didn't.
Ooh, he made
really
up for
it.
If you can make it work,
okay.
Them size queens.
You know what? I just didn't.
Abby said she'll need to free Twitter. She got me. Abby knows that I do send her stuff, or if my mod squad chat, I do put stuff in the mod squad chat. I do.
Oh, do you?
I can't.
What is that, like a Discord or something?
All my moderators in the mod squad chat, they do get a lot of stuff in there sometimes. Like, not, but I
He
do
likes to drop stuff in the
like,
DM. Oh, he likes to drop a lot of stuff in the DM, Abby. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
There's a lot of judgment permeating from you, oozing through you, sir.
Ooh.
What?
I have to finish cook, so I will see y'all later.
And we about to get off here,
right? Because we still live. Like I'm thinking, we talking like we backstage.
Right,
Straight backstage.
Anyway, thank you, gentlemen. Any final words, gentlemen, before you all go off? Before we get off, any final words?
It was a good comedy special. Going back to Jerrod.
Oh, it's comedy. Okay, coming out special. Yeah, HBO. We'll call
it. Yeah, I feel it was very. I want to see it. I hope a lot of straight people watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like they need to see, like, this is basically what's going on when we come out. It's not like, oh, it's not that serious. No, it is that serious.
It is.
So I felt like it kind of like baited. It was almost like, because even he had to say it, because he was like, oh, well, now you see all them straight people about to turn off the TV after me saying this. Like, you kind of got baited into this, and I feel like y'all just need to know. But it was a good little special.
It was
very relatable. I hope this is like, it kind of seemed like his therapy session, like he got something off of, like a weight off of his shoulder that he was hiding for so long. And I hope this just aids him in his journey.
I hope he goes sit down with somebody though. I do think.
Yeah, possibly that young lady that kept asking him all them questions.
Right, they kept on yelling from the background and singing in the background.
Singing in the background.
Oh, child. Anything, Cam, before we get off?
I thought it was good. He, I think, showed people that aren't used to it, like the emotional turmoil that you go through, and kind of the sense of catharsis that you get as you sort of start living in your truth and you stop keeping all those secrets. because I mean, it seemed like if he did a lot of emotional upheaval during that little special. So I was here for
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I enjoyed it because I thought it opened up a lot of conversations that need to be had more often,
Yeah.
these topics and things do need to be discussed amongst the community. So I was glad about that. Anyway, as I always say, people, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being a vocal person and actor. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. Thank you all for being here with me. Y'all are great. Y'all were great today. And I love the commentary. Y'all were lively. Y'all were engaged. And I love y'all for it. That's all we got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. And we are out.